Greetings fellow Planeswalkers, I'm James and welcome back to the Commander at Arms YouTube channel. This week on the YouTube channel we're going to be going through our brand new deck. I've had this brewed for a little bit now, but haven't really had a chance to tech it for the YouTube channel. We're going through a brand new commander from Innistrad, Crimson Vow. We are talking about Eruth, Tormented, Prophet. This is a Izzet style Storm deck. So it is 1 blue and a red for a 2/4 legendary creature human wizard that says if you would draw a card, exile the top 2 cards of your library. Instead, you may play those cards this turn. So I got a little bit of spicy tech, but if you like this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and comment, and here we go. So we're going to start off with the instant speed spells here. We have some protection with Arcane Denial. It is a counter spell for 2 mana, 1 and a blue, counter target spell. Its controller draws 2 cards, you draw 1 card at the beginning of the next player's upkeep. We have Brainstorm. It is 1 blue for an instant, draw 3 cards, put 2 back on top of your library in any order. We have Chaos Warp. It is 2 and a red for an instant. The owner of target permanent shuffles it into their library, then reveals the top card of their library. If it's a permanent card, they put it onto the battlefield. We have Counter Spell, 2 blue, instant counter target spell. We have Deflecting Swat. This is 2 and a red, but if you control your commander, it costs nothing, and you may choose new targets for a target spell or ability. We have Desperate Ritual. Yes, we are a Storm deck, so we're going to be using a lot of rituals in this deck. It is 1 and a red, for an instant arcane spell that says you add 3 mana to your red mana to your mana pool, and you can splice it onto Arcane 1 and a red, which means as you cast an arcane spell, you may reveal this card from your hand and pay its splice cost. If you do, add this card's effect to that spell. I'm not playing any other arcane spells that I know of. Maybe we are not quite sure, didn't really look into that far. We have Dramatic Reversal. Yes, this is running ISO rev, so you're going to see Isochron Scepter here very shortly, but this can also just be a value piece. We have Fierce Guardianship, 1 and a blue. If you control your commander, it costs 0 and you can counter target non-creature spell. We have Mystical Tutor. This is 1 blue instant. Search your library for an instant or sorcery card. Put it onto the top of your library, and then you shuffle it, then put it on top of the library. Man, I'm just messing all this up, aren't I? It's good to be back on the YouTube channel here. It's been a while since I've done one of these. We have Opt, 1 blue for an instant, scry, draw a card. And then after that, we have Pyretic Ritual, 1 and a red for an instant that adds 3 red to your mana pool. We're going to be using this specific amount of red for something very shortly. You may have already seen it at the start of the video, but if you haven't already, you might be a little bit shocked. Seething Song, 2 and a red to add 5 red to your mana pool. Alright, after that, let's go through the artifacts. We have Arcane Signet, 2 mana rock, taps for any color of your colors of your commander's identity. We have Felwar Stone. This taps to add any color that a land of an opponent controls would produce. We have Gilded Lotus. This is 5 mana for 3 of any color mana. We have Isochron Scepter. Yes, it is, like I said, we have ISO Rev in the deck, but this is 2 mana to imprint an instant card with converted mana cost 2 or less from your hand, and then you can and tap it to copy the exiled card. If you do, you can cast that card without paying its mana cost. We have Izzet Signet for a little bit of extra ramp in the deck. It's 2, and then you tap 1 and tap it to add Izzet colors. We have Mind Stone. This is 2 mana rock that taps for colors or can draw you a card, but with your commander, it exiles the top 2 cards instead, and you can play them. It might be one of the cards that we want to play as the main theme of this deck. We have Soul Ring, 1 to tap for 2. We have Staff of Domination. Yes, with infinite mana. We have Infinite Draws. This is 3 mana for a just toolbox card. It is pretty strong. Everyone knows it came out in Commander Legends, as well as originally was printed in 5th Dawn, I believe. It has 5 activated abilities. 1, you can untap it. 2, you can tap it and gain a life. 3, you can tap it to untap target creature. 4, you can tap target creature. And 5, you can draw a card. We have Talisman of Creativity. It is 2 mana artifact, taps for colors, or it can tap to add Izzet colors and deals 1 damage to you. After that, we have Thought Vessel. This is a 2 mana rock that gives you no maximum hand size, and you can also tap it to add 1 colorless. We have Vidalcan Ori. This is 4 mana. You may play land cards at any time. You could play an instant. All right, after that, we're going to go into the sorceries here. And yes, we are playing 24 copies of Dragon's Approach. This is 2 and a red for a sorcery that reads, as Dragon's Approach deals 3 damage to each opponent, you may exile Dragon's Approach and 4 cards named Dragon's Approach from your graveyard. If you do, search your library for a dragon creature card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. A deck may have any number of cards named Dragon's Approach. We're not going to worry about any of that text besides the top one that deals 3 damage. You can play these as straight value, basically getting as much damage dealt as possible, or you could just pop off with your commander, playing Dragon's Approach, drawing another card, playing another Dragon's Approach, and just keep shuffling through the deck that way. That's why we're playing so many rituals and other things that kind of get you into more mana, as well as having infinite mana kind of helps. So it is a combo storm deck. You're going to be doing pretty much mainly nothing throughout the game until you pop off, or you could just keep playing it for value or whatever. I have playtested this a couple of times and it goes off hard. So we have Gamble as our next sorcery. It is 1 red sorcery. You search your library for a card, then you discard a card at random from your hand. We have Mana Geyser. Mana Geyser is 5 mana sorcery. You add red for each tapped land your opponents control. We have Past in Flames. This is 3 and a red for a sorcery that reads, each instant or sorcery card in your graveyard gains flashback till end of turn. The flashback cost is equal to its mana cost, and this spell has flashback for 4 and a red. We have Ponder. It is 1 blue sorcery. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put them back in any order. You may shuffle, then draw a card. We have Preordain. This is 1 blue sorcery, scry 2, then draw a card. We have Solve the Equation. It is 2 and a blue for a sorcery. Search your library for an instant or sorcery card, reveal it, put it to your hand, then shuffle. Let's go through the supporting creatures in the deck. We have 7 of them. The first one here is Archmage Emeritus. It is 2 and 2 blue. That says whenever you cast a spell, whenever you cast or copy an instant spell, you draw a card. So again, if you're playing a Dragon's Approach, you draw a card with your commander. Oops, it actually exiles the top 2 cards of your library. You get to play them. If you have the mana, you just keep playing them, keep drawing, keep playing, keep drawing. A lot of fun. I have, like I said, I've goldfished this deck a couple of times. Haven't had a chance to play it in paper with some playtesting. So let's see. I want to see how it goes in playtesting. So we have Dockside Extortionist. This is 1 and a red that when it ETBs, you create X treasure tokens, where X is the number of artifacts or enchantments your opponents control. This is essentially just a ritual in this deck. That's about all it really is in any deck. It's not, I wouldn't really consider it ramp. I would consider it a ritual. We have Dualcaster Mage. This is going to allow you to copy some of your Dragon's Approaches. So Dualcaster Mage is 1 and 2 red with flash. It's a 2/2 human wizard that says when Dualcaster Mage ETBs, you copy target instant or sorcery spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. We have Ornithopter of Paradise. It is a 2 mana creature that taps to add 1 mana of any color. Again, it's just ramp. Little bit of help of ramping doesn't hurt in this deck because we are in Izzet colors. We don't have green, so we can't really play any of those other fantastic green mana dorks that I love so much. We have Stormkiln Artist. This is 3 and a red for a 2/2 dwarf shaman that says Stormkiln Artist gets +1/+0 for each artifact you control and has Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, create a treasure token. So after that, we have Tribute Mage. This is 2 and a blue for a 2/2 human wizard that says when it ETBs, you get to search your library for an artifact card with converted mana cost 2, reveal that card and put it into your hand, then shuffle. Yes, this is probably going to get you ISO Rev, or it's going to go and get you maybe an Arcane Signet, Felwar Stone, or a Mind Stone just to help you ramp. After that, we have Zorn. This is 2 and a red for a 3/2 elemental that says if you create 1 or more treasure tokens, instead create those tokens plus an additional treasure token. So if you have Stormkiln Artist on the field and Zorn on the field and you cast a spell, you're going to get 2 treasure tokens instead of just the 1. That is all of the creatures. Let's go through the enchantments now. We like to play at flash speed, so we're playing 2 of the ways that gives flash. We've got Leyline of Anticipation as well as Vidalcan Ori. So this is 2 and 2 blue for an enchantment that says if this is in your opening hand, you get to start the game with it on the battlefield, and you may cast spells as though they had flash. After that, we have Mystic Remora. This is 1 blue with a cumulative upkeep of 1. Whenever a target opponent successfully casts a non-creature spell, you may draw a card. That player may pay 4 mana to counter this effect. We have Rhystic Study. I always pay the 100%. We have Thousand Year Storm. This is 4 and Izzet for an enchantment that reads, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you copy it for each other instant or sorcery spell you've cast before it this turn. You may choose new targets for the copies. This card is an absolute powerhouse in Storm decks. It's literally got Storm in the name. I love this card so much. I have gotten it to Storm count at least 10 with this deck before. And then after that, we have Underworld Breach. If you have everything in your graveyard, you need to play them for their escape costs, and you want to play them from the graveyard, Underworld Breach kind of helps you do that. It's 1 and a red for an enchantment that says each non-land card in your graveyard has escape. The escape cost is equal to that card's mana cost plus exile 3 other cards from your graveyard. At the beginning of the end step, you sacrifice Underworld Breach, and that is it. That's the Eruth Tormented Prophet deck. It is super simple, super easy. When you got 24 copies of one card and the deck just wants to do one thing, which is storm off or with your opponents and just kill them outright from casting spells. I was playing Legacy Storm for a while. I talked to Paul and was like, hey man, how do I get a Storm deck into Commander that isn't with Calamax, because we already have a Calamax deck? I turned to Eruth because I wanted an Izzet deck that was going to be fun, and I like storming. I have a couple of other Storm decks that I haven't really had a chance to be able to do anything with. This is one that I am going to pull on paper, and I'm going to play it on stream whenever I can. And that's it. So if you like this episode, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you want to help us support the show directly, you can do that through patreon.com/commanderatarms. If you want to pick up this deck or any other cards, singles or sealed product, you can do that through our TCG affiliate link, which is tcgplayer.com/commanderatarms. If you want to get brand new Commander at Arms merch, you can do that through the show notes below. There'll be a link that takes you to the Bad Fred Design Co. Etsy page. Go and check them out. They have awesome, cool deck boxes. I have a couple on my desk here. And yeah, go follow us on Twitter and Instagram at CMDR@Arms. And with that, I'm James, and this has been a new Commander at Arms deck tech. Peace.
See ya.